What's good, everybody? J Powell Music. Sorry about that. Got the Bullfighter guitar here. First, Bullfighter guitar. This is a Telecaster with the flower arrangement on it. Green / blue flower arrangement. Reminded me of like the Japanese teles. So I wanted to go for it. This bag is fairly decent. It's not necessarily like a Roadrunner, but it's better than your average, like super thin. It's got a little bit of padding on it. It comes with 2 guitar cables actually, which I find interesting. So you get this one here, and you got some strings. I don't know if they're any good. You do get a tuner. Curious to see if this tuner is better than the one from the Gear-It. You have a strap. You get some picks. You got a cloth, which I will use. And then there's another, maybe another one. So, enough for hooking up a pedal board. But let's take a look. Sorry about the light. So it's got the same kind of color as far as the neck goes. Same kind of color as like the Classic Vibe. Squire Classic Vibes. The neck is a D shape, flat D shape. Not a bone nut, obviously, but it looks like it's cut relatively well. One thing I was disappointed in this is that in the picture, it shows that there are the 3 saddles, that have like strings on each one. And I ordered the brass ones, Wilkinson's, but they actually have individual saddles. So I'm like, damn it. I just bought the 3 saddles for nothing. Because in the picture, when you order on Amazon, it has it has just the 3, the 3 dual saddles versus individual. In essence, so this is going to be better with tonality, like everybody knows. Let's do a little in-depth look here. The back is a little scratched. Nothing to write home about, but it is a little bit. The switch feels really good. I'm impressed by that. Knobs feel fine. Nothing crazy. It's one of those flat bridges, so there's no cigarette tray. It's just flat. It's a little more modernized. And then you got your standard pickup here. Tele pickup. Clear through, see-through pick guard. So you got the cut in within the pick guard, obviously, like any other Telecaster pick guard. But just to say it. So anyway, I'll take the rest of that plastic off later. Decent gap here. I might have to shim that. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of a decent gap. So I don't know. So we'll see. Just the black inlays. I think these are painted on. Yeah, I think they're painted on. At least they're not stickers. Frets seem to be like almost medium to jumbo. And they got that rust. So they got that rust on them. So these frets definitely need a polish. That is unequivocal. Similar to like the IYV Strat that had this type of color of the neck. The fretting is decent. There's a couple here that are a little edgy. But if I just take a sand sponge and just rub it on the side, it should be fine. Pause. It should take away the spikes. String tree, the old school uglies. I'm gonna replace those with the other rolling string trees, and of course the tuners. Tuners gotta go, buddy. I just got some locking tuners. Music Lily, of course, that I'm gonna swap out. I do like the heel. It's kind of a half heel here. It's a decent little guitar as far as like just like the form factor. And I do like this. Again, you know, the Made in Japan Fender Teles. There's like a blue one with like pink flowers, and this one seems to be actually a little more manlier, believe it or not. It's good dynamic too, you know. It's wear a nice shirt. Got this guy, I can compliment it. I did order a different pickup here. This is a pretty dark Tele pickup. I ordered a Wilkinson, a gold one. So we'll see how that sounds. I might do a comparison between the two. Nothing for the bridge. Usually I don't use the bridge, to be honest with you. But we'll see. This was about $105, $6. With what it comes with right now, I'm impressed. Of course, I have to play it to be ultimately impressed, which I will do shortly. What's up, y'all? Just wanted to report back on all the adjustments I did on the Bullfighter. It was a little bit. It was a little bit, but I do think the guitar sounds better, or it sounds good, I should say. And feels a lot better, but just a couple of things to be aware of. As mentioned in the last video, or the last clip rather, Amazon will say that it has the 3-pole pieces, but in actuality you get the 6 individual. Be mindful of that if you're trying to upgrade this guitar. First thing I did, took one of these guys, sanded on the edges. It wasn't too bad out of the box, but there was a few things that stuck out a bit, so I did that. That took like less than 2 minutes, and no sprouted edges at all. Next thing I did was I polished the frets. I took pieces of my sand sponge, actually, polished all the frets to get the grit out. So that worked very well. I did change the tuning trees to the roller tuners. Had some extra, and I just think they look good too. They do a good job. So while we're on those, locking tuners, Music Lily. These are the only Music Lily tuners that gave me an issue. This A one specifically, when I would put the string back in, it wouldn't tighten. It wouldn't lock. It wouldn't lock, which is very odd. There is a trick to this, though, and very simple, kind of like a plumbing trick, but you can actually use wax floss, light wax floss, and wrap it around the thread. So when it goes into the washer nut, it'll lock into place. So I don't know why it wouldn't lock into place. Again, it's the first Music Lily tuner that gave me that issue. But a little life hack, I wrapped around some wax floss around it, and it locks now. So that's good. I installed a new pickup. I took the old one out, put the new one in. This is a Wilkinson low vintage Nashville pickup. Unfortunately, you do have to unscrew this in order to route the wiring through. So there's no route from this to this, from here to here, like how the normal Squire bodies, or just your regular Tele tuners. This one, it goes down from the bridge into the circuit. So kind of lame, but it is what it is. Another thing, while the switch is sturdy, It's one of those shitty switches where it's a circuit board, so you have to be very careful to not overheat with your soldering iron and burn the circuit. Excuse me, because if you burn the circuit, guess what? You fucked up the whole switch. So you have to be really careful. Little taps, almost like you're soldering a pedal together. So just be mindful of that. Putting this back was a bitch too. Under here, the pickguard was all scratched to begin with, but I'm forgiving. And then just putting this back in here was kind of a pain too. Got a little crack actually. That's mainly my fault, but far away it doesn't look bad. I'm hearing some ringing, some over resignation. It might be because of these shitty saddles, so I might just have to get like stainless steel saddles or brass saddles or something and swap these out. That probably would fix the issue. I didn't hear anything like that when I was playing a little bit, testing it out, but I did notice it when I was tuning it up. So just heads up there. I don't know why that was happening. That's about it though. This actually was set up and fairly intonated. I have to double check the intonation on this guitar actually, but it played very well. The action going up is a little high, and I do have some room to lower these. So I might lower these and see if it'll give me that same resignation, the resonance. Let me see if the neck is straight. I actually didn't check that. Rookie. Let's see. It's fairly straight. It might need to be relieved a bit. I'm not too keen on overly moving the truss rod to have it, how you want it. I just don't. It's really sensitive because if you fuck up the truss rod, you need a new guitar neck. So you just have to be really careful with that. I try to meet the guitar in the middle. It's kind of my philosophy when it comes to fixing it or doing certain work on a guitar. I'll try to meet it in the middle. So, but yeah, overall, I'm happy with it. I'm glad I ordered it. I still love the color of this. So just be mindful of those things I said. Eventually, I'll have a test demo on it. And if you have questions, leave me in the comments or leave a comment in general. See how you like yours if you own one yourself. Again, thanks, J-Pop Music.